Welcome everybody to the Launch My Agency Facebook group. Super excited, super pumped to have you in here. If you're a new member, welcome. If you're an older member, just know that we slightly changed a few things based on a survey we just did in this group. We just want to make sure we give the most value to you guys. All right. In a second, I'm going to go into what the grand vision of this group is for you. All right. So just for that, just before I go into that, I'd like to give you like a 30-second overview of our story. I know you're not super interested to learn about us, but I think it's important to get some context on who we are. And, that'll help you understand what this group will be about. All right. So myself and my business partner, Christian, we started about 5.5 years ago in the online space. The first 2 years or so, just to cut it short, it was hell. It was a living nightmare for us, right? We didn't know what we were doing. We couldn't make any money for the first 2 years, right? Even though there's so much information out there, so many blogs, so many YouTube videos, so many podcasts, but we just felt lost. It was such an information overload. We weren't sure what to do first. We weren't sure what to do second. It was just a real big mess, right? But we never gave up. Right? We dropped out of school actually, and we started focusing. We went all in. We were like, hey, we want a sustainable online business where we don't have to put in a lot of hours, where we are in a position where, we don't have a boss over us that's literally watching our every move, right? We're not being micromanaged by anyone. We make our own schedule. Right? Just real quick, by the way, I'm literally traveling to Thailand in 3 or 4 hours, I think, from right now. So I'm quickly shooting this video here, but it just kind of goes to show you what's actually possible when you kind of figure things out, right? So back to the story. So the first 2 years, living nightmare, like I said. After that, we started to figure out a few things. We started landing a few clients. We started making a little bit of money. And to this point, currently where we are right now, we are very fortunate and we're very blessed to be in a position where we have 40 full-time employees for our digital marketing agency, which I'm going to share with you guys a little bit about what a digital marketing agency is, how you can make money, and kind of, I'll give you a little overview of that, right? So the first thing is when it comes to why should it be a digital marketing agency? Why should you go into the agency space? Well, couple reasons, right? First and foremost, the startup cost is very, very low compared to any other business, right? You're going to have to invest so much in the beginning when you're talking about like a product base or any other, it could be online business as well. But the initial startup cost is maybe a lot of money, right? So you want to be in a position where you put in the least amount and you want to get back the most, right? That's what life is. You want the most leverage you possibly can have. And we analyze this and we realize like digital marketing agency is one of the most valuable things when it comes to that. And this is about in like 2016, 2017. And I'll tell you, it's more relevant now than ever before, right? Even in 2022. All right. So it's, if you're in a position where you may be working a full-time job, or you may be an online hustler, or you may be someone who's like, you have that DNA, you're kind of like a DNA-driven entrepreneur, and you want something bigger. You know that you're not meant for what you're currently doing, right? Maybe you're kind of stuck in a job. You could be making okay money. You could be making money that is, good enough for your family, that, kind of pays the bills. But deep down, you may feel like I am worth a lot more, but I don't know where to start. Like, what's my first move? Right. And what's my guarantee that, hey, is this going to even work out? Right. So, that could be you. Or the second, you could also be a hustler, like kind of like the online entrepreneur. You may have some experience in e-commerce maybe, or even an agency. But again, things maybe haven't really worked out to what you were expecting. Right. So this group is essentially for, people who are full-time employees and hustlers. Now, what we're going to be teaching you guys is very, very important, because I truly believe that there's nothing really else out there in this world that exists in this specific way that we're going to teach it, right? So the first thing, we're going to get your agency superpower aligned, right? What does that include? The mindset of an agency owner is very, very important, right? Now you are establishing a business, right? The mindset that you had when you were a full-time employee or you were a hustler, it's not really the same. Not to say it's good or bad, it's just different, right? You are going to be in a position where it's, you have to deal with things a little differently. So how to actually have that millionaire mindset, as we like to call it? That's what we're going to really go down into, because you could give someone the same things and one person can make so much more money versus the other person. What's the reason? a lot of it really comes down to the mindset. We're going to show exactly what the small tweaks are that you need to make. The small tweaks, I like to say, like, little hinges, you move big doors, right? So that's kind of how you have to think about your. Another reason why you should start an agency is because every single business out there in this world needs marketing, right? That's the reason why they grow from zero to whatever their goals are, right? And if they're stuck at a certain point, they have a marketing problem, right? So if you have an agency, you will always have clients. You can never go broke with having an agency. Of course, you have to know what you're doing, how to enroll those clients, which we're all going to get into. We're going to make it very, very simple for you guys, coming forward. But essentially, the whole world is your potential client, right? All these businesses, every single one of them needs marketing. So another reason is, as you guys may know, if you guys watch the news, everyone's talking about a recession, right? And that's where most people will get scared, and most people will, kind of like, have some fear. And there's some reason to that for sure. Stock market crashes, things will be messed up. However, if you play your cards right, and here's something very important that I'm going to tell you. You have to understand that when companies are firing employees, when they're laying people off, they're going to be also laying off their marketing departments. And guess who that work's going to come to? It's going to come to agencies, right? You're not a product, right? People try to hold their money. A product, they're going to stop buying products, basically, right? But when you're a service-based business and your main goal is to make people money, you will never go out of business, right? So this is essentially as recession-proof as you could be. And this is the perfect time right now. As you probably see, CNN, BBC, everywhere you go, they're talking about recession. We don't care, right? With our agency, we don't really care too much. Actually, it may even help us, right? So, it's something to really consider, especially if you're a full-time employee, especially if you're kind of in that rat race of life. It could be. It could be pretty tough, right? To see, like, what should I do with my life? Like, what can I do to be out of this position, right? There's so many things that you're contemplating on. It's totally understandable. But that's basically what this group mainly is for, right? So another reason is your lifestyle, right? We don't want you to be working constantly, in your job. You may not be able to have the lifestyle that you want. You don't have the ability to make the decisions that you want. If you don't feel like working today, you can't say, hey, I don't feel like working, right? You're gonna have to take a time off or whatever it is. You're gonna have to take a vacation day or whatever, right? But when you work for yourself, you're in a position where you're like, I don't feel like working today. Cool, I don't have to. Right, as long as you get the systems up, as long as you get those things up, right? Which again we'll go into here. So it's extremely important that you, as a human being, the objective for you was not to be stuck in a rat race, was not for you to be making other people wealthy. It was for you to have a very fulfilled life. And one of the main objectives for that is you need to have money. You can't really do much in this world, in the modern world, without money. You need to have resources to actually be able to have that lifestyle, right? And if your family, if your kids maybe they need to college, whatever it is, it's all about the money at the end of the day, right? So understand that if you set things up the right way, you could make double, triple, quadruple what you're currently making, even 10 times. Really, I'm really telling you guys this. Like I said, we have 40 employees just for the digital marketing agency, but we have 120 employees overall, right? It's no joke. 120 employees. I'm a pretty young guy. And again, I don't mean to say this braggingly, but I'm just telling you guys, this all started from what I'm sharing with you guys. I'm super passionate about this stuff, right? And it's probably showing in this video. 120 employees in other businesses. We have a farm now. We have, about 60 different apps and games out there with tens of millions of downloads, right? So again, why were we able to achieve that? Actually, that's another reason why you should start an agency. We picked a business up, and we understood marketing though, right? Because marketing was our first business, digital marketing. When we picked that apps and games up, all we had to do was figure out how to do the marketing, which we already knew. So we implemented our strategies and we started making money, right? So this just kind of goes to show you, whatever business that you pick later on, or if you have a friend, a family, or if you're for your clients, when you understand marketing, you are a very, very powerful human being, right? You can control things. If something's making 10 grand a month, you're like, I know how to, I can make this 40,000 easily, right? You're very confident in that. So having that skill it's an amazing skill that goes into your business. It goes into your personal life as well, right? You feel more confident, you feel more upright, and all those things. So another reason why you should start this is, so for example, say you want to go really, really big. Say you want to work with some of the top brands in the world. So if you start an agency, you can start with small brands, and then you can go off to medium, and you can even go off to with large brands. We literally had Porsche as a client. All right, we had Hello Abound as a client. These guys, we helped them raise $62 million. Right? How we went there? we started small. Then we went to medium, and then we went to the large, some of the larger corporations, and they'll sign with you if you have that skill, like I said, right? So the potential is limitless. It's not something that, it's just small, that I'm just telling you guys. No, this stuff is pretty big, right? So you have to understand some of these reasons. All right, so here's what you can expect going forward from our group. All right, so the first thing is we're going to be making value posts each week. All right, we could be making one, we could be making two, we could make none. It kind of depends. It's not really set in stone, just because we actually run real businesses, and whenever we feel like we have a little bit of extra time, we're going to be helping you guys with value posts. And some of these value posts are going to be along the lines of how to find your superpower. Right, like I mentioned before a little bit, I touched on this a little bit. It's very important for you to leverage your current skills, or for you to leverage the current things that you know. It's hard to go into something totally new and start from scratch. We don't want to do that. We want to be smart, right? You want to be in a position where you're like, hey, I got 10 years of experience here. If I just slightly mold my experience here and I make it in a way where I can make 5 times more money than I am, why not? And having the life that you want, right? So we're going to be going into how to actually find your agency superpower. And we're going to talk about that. A part of that is also your millionaire mindset. We're going to teach you guys how to make a few adjustments in the brain for you to start bringing that cash register, right? We're going to show you how to niche down a little bit. And then we're going to move on to actually how to actually get some of these clients, right? What are some of the systems? How do you do your marketing? And how do you do it in a way, again, lifestyle wise? You don't want to be cold DMing people all the time, cold calling, all that stuff. I'm not going to say it's a waste of time, but it's hard, right? Why should you be in a position where you have to, work harder than you were working at your job? The point of this is for you to live a life where it's fulfilled, and it's not for you to be working constantly 24/7. All right. So that's kind of the second pillar, or the second step that, we'd like to call. And the third one is essentially we're going to teach you how to scale without burning out. Right. So say you figure out how to make 10,000, 20,000 a month, whatever it is, and you want to make 100,000. You want to hit the big leagues, right? 150, 200, whatever your numbers are. How do you actually scale in a way where you aren't working like a dog, essentially, right? No one wants that. So how to put systems in place that do the grunt work for you, and you just manage those systems, right? That's the game. If you figure that out, it's something that will literally change your life. I know this may sound cliche or whatever it is, but trust me, some of the things that I know now, I really wish I knew back in the day. It's so powerful, right? And that's why I'm getting very excited, because we're going to be sharing with you guys pretty much everything when it comes to that. Now, we're also going to be selling you guys our program. And just to be clear, if you're not interested in getting ahead 2 years, 3 years, we want to save your time. If you don't want to do that, if you are uninterested in that, you can go ahead and leave this group, right? That's totally fine with us. But for those who are super interested and super, if you understand, like, hey, I don't want to waste my time. 1, 2, 3 years is a long time in this world, right? I may get uninterested in what I'm doing. If you want that kickstart, then you can definitely join our group, right? And it's our program's slightly different than anything you will really see out there. We call it the Done For You Agency Launch. And yes, you heard it right. We do the work for you. Right? So when it comes to all these things, when it comes to finding that superpower for you, when it comes to helping you niche down, we do that for you. Right? We help you really, like, one-on-one stuff, and we help you get clients, right? How to do the marketing, setting up those systems, getting leads on demand whenever you want. You just basically we flip a button. We set it up in a way where we just flip a button essentially, and you start getting these leads. These leads are people who are your ideal potential clients, and then from there we'll even close for you, so you don't have to take any of the sales calls. Right? Again, we want to save your time. We don't want you to go through the grunt work. We don't want you to go through the pains of that. So we'll take your sales calls for you. And then once you get the clients, when you get your new clients, we're even going to do the work for you. So all you really have to do is you are the agency owner, right? A lifestyle agency owner, where you're looking at some of these things. Okay, lead is coming in. Okay, closing is happening. So I'm making money here. Here's the work being delivered. I'm living the life, right? So that's kind of the thought process that we had behind that. And we're going to take care of everything. So setting up your agency, helping you establish, the core structure of that, doing it for you, and going all the way, hopefully, to as much as you possibly want, right? So that's kind of the vision that's behind this. So essentially, it's not even a service. It's not a product. It's a business opportunity. Really, it's an opportunity where, since I have a pretty large team, you can leverage them, right? Instead of you hiring people, instead of you finding contractors, hiring individual people, it gets very, very expensive, right? So you can think of it as economies of scale, right? So that's how you can leverage that team. In 3 months, it'll literally, you'll literally accomplish what you could have done on your own in 2-3 years, saving your time. So that's pretty much it for this grand vision. If you guys are, excited, type excited down below in the comments. Really looking forward to having you on a few, Oh, by the way, we're also going to be doing live streams. So for the live stream, we're going to be setting a specific time. We have not decided that just yet. Since I am traveling. But once we decide that time, it's going to be every single week. That same time, we're going to be hopping on the live stream. We're going to be interacting with you guys. That's a chance for you guys to hop on and kind of, butt heads together. Or, if you have any questions, if you want to get a little more clarity, we're there for you. It's going to be once a week. It's going to be at a certain specific time. So looking forward to that. If you want to skip the line and go ahead, there's going to be like a booking call type of thing, a link somewhere here in this video or somewhere in the group. Just scroll up and down, kind of see whatever my team would like to do. But there's going to be that link, and it's just a quick 5-10 minute call just to see if you even qualify or not to work with us. If you do qualify, it's going to be, like I said, 5-10 minute call. It is not a sales call. You cannot purchase from us. It's just to see if it's going to be a mutually beneficial partnership, right? So if you're interested, hit that link up, and hopefully we'll chat soon. All right, it was nice having you guys. Take care.